is Arunava Chaudhuri and you are on my YouTube channel, Arunfoot. Today I want to talk about the All India Football Federation and what, in my opinion, could be an ideal structure, maybe a better structure than what we are talking about and discussing. Because the Supreme Court is working on a draft constitution which still has a few things in it which I say makes it a little complicated and complex. So I thought, why not throw out some ideas which I think from a governance perspective are very, very crucial and critical for the proper functioning of the All India Football Federation, that there are clear-cut roles defined, you can work towards goals within that setup. The first key thing is, yes, you have a president. You have an executive body which overlooks the running of football in India. But one thing is, which I still haven't understood, is I look at National Football Association or National Football Federations around the world, who are a key stakeholder in the federation? Who are the big investors in football around the world? It's the clubs. And in Indian football, I don't see any real representation from clubs. Surely, the one or the other person is interlinked with the club, but the clubs themselves don't seem to have a lobby in the system that they are represented in the national body. That's a question that we should be asking. The FA sees representation from the Premier League and its clubs. The German FA has representation from the Bundesliga and from its clubs. While the amateur game in Germany is represented by the state or district federations, depending on the regional federations on the size. So the question is, well, in India, the discussion in the Supreme Court has always been about, we need player representation, right? The players they know what needs to happen. We're losing a key component in our structure of the executive committee. We need the professional clubs in there. Because as I say, the professional clubs are a key stakeholder in Indian football. They're spending most of the money. They're supposed to do the work when it comes to youth development, coaches development, even maybe grassroots. They're not represented. That's what I would say about the executive committee. And when I come to the administrative side of the federation, I would divide it into having a CEO who is there to represent the federation, look at the future of Indian football, traveling around, interacting with the state associations, ensuring that, there's a contact between the AIFF and the state affairs, there's a contact between the AIFF and the clubs, grassroots, youth football, all women's football, all these things, futsal, beach soccer, all of these things. While a Secretary General or General Secretary, however you want to call it, looks after the administrative side. These are things which I feel are key for the AIFF, so that the AIFF as a structure is strengthened and the AIFF can move into the future. And another thing which I think, having been to Football House numerous times over the years, is most probably the AIFF going to FIFA and asking for a grant to either expand Football House or maybe, with the help of the government of India, build a new, more appropriate football house, which is the heart of the running of Indian football. The current football house is too small. It's been expanded X number of times in regard to rooms made smaller and this and that and everything. But I think that the AIFF needs to have an infrastructure which is like the DFB campus here in Germany, which has also been, partly funded by FIFA, where the national federation not only has an office, but has possibilities to house classrooms, meeting rooms, and theoretically has even a pitch next to it. These are the things that I think the AIFF needs if it wants to look forward. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree with me? Do you have any other viewpoints on what I have just spoken about? Write those things down in the comments below. And as always, like, share, and subscribe. Arun Foot here on YouTube. Visit my other social medias. Visit arunfoot.com. And I'll be back very, very soon. Arunava Chaudhuri signing off. Bye for now.